Here we go. Should be live. Alrighty. Welcome to the AC Brown Show. I am back again. Welcome. Happy Saturday, everyone. For sure, happy Saturday. Somebody said I'm on time. Yes, you are on time. Good morning. Happy Saturday, wherever you are. Wherever you are. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to YouTube and to Instagram. I got to figure out TikTok. I'm going to do that this weekend. Thank you for loving my podcast. Yay. My podcast is going to be moving to video in January. So it's going to be audio and video in January. So I'm preparing for that. It's going to be a lot, but I can do it. So today we are talking about human design. So I hope you guys had a good sleep. I've been sleeping well. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to talk about the whole process of doing 30 days of live every day. I'm learning a lot and I'm having fun, but I also my energy is like, whoo, ciao. But I'm sleeping really good. So that's good. So that's the good thing about this. So I'm sleeping good. All right. So first, before we go into human design, don't forget that tomorrow is the eclipse. I talked about the eclipse. I'll talk about some of the eclipse tomorrow on the Sunday session at 11. We'll talk a little bit about the eclipse and then we'll talk about kind of the lesson for that Sunday. Try and relax today. Try and get things done today. Don't overextend yourself today. Try not to overextend yourself this week if you can. Allow yourself to be really kind to your body or wherever Pisces is at in your Pisces house. Try to relax when it comes to, try and do your best to relax. When it comes to this week, actually this month, to be quite honest with you, if you can do yourself a favor and relax and try and not have, I know it's try and not have any negative thoughts, try and think positive, but your thoughts really are important to creating your reality. Change your algorithm, change to the things that you want to see. Do that for yourself. So we'll talk more about that tomorrow during the Sunday session, which will be at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So do yourself a favor with that. What is that? Oh, okay. Anywho, all right. So let's jump into it. Hopefully you all know your human design aura type. Please do yourself a favor and just Google human design aura type, your human design chart. You do need your birth time for it. So the difference with human design is that your birth time matters for these reasons when it comes to human design. Your birth time matters because you sometimes, not all the time, there are two different aura types on a day. And so, for instance, I'll give you a great instance. For some reason, I'll use Michael Jackson because this is the prominent one that I know. People have Michael Jackson being born in the morning at 7. He was actually born at night. So they have him listed as a reflector. He's actually a projector because he's born on a dual aura type day. So there are some days. So if you don't know your human design aura type, just do 2-hour increments of the time change. And if the aura type doesn't change, then you know your aura type at least. Sometimes what will change with the 2-hour increments, like your rising sign, will be your profile type. But that's easier to categorize based off of you looking up how you do stuff, okay? So just keep that in mind. I want to also get something very, very clear when it comes to human design. So, of course, you have all of these cult allegations and all of that stuff. I don't know about all of that. That's why I talk about human design the way I talk about it, because from my lens as a Black woman in America, I've had to make human design my own. And I don't follow the Ross said this, Ross said that, this other like kind of strict human design rhetoric, because I can't and I don't look at the world the same way that other people look at it. So that's why my take on human design is very different. Why I teach human design in a very different manner is because of that. That's number one. Number two, yes, human design from the outside looking in is extractive. The person who downloaded human design, he extracted from other cultures. That is not a lie, that is a fact. From the I Ching, from the Hindu, everything that's extractive. And so, unfortunately, certain people do extractive practices and they make millions of dollars from it, and it's not right. So we're not going to ignore that. I did write a book called Your Soul Map where I talk about, you can buy it on Amazon, talk about the extractive practices of human design and how it is extractive and it takes from other cultures. But the goal for that book when I wrote it with another author was to talk about the lineage of each of the practices of the ancestral stuff. And in my book, Embody Your Magic, I talk about that as well, because that is important. You cannot ignore it. So someone, a white man, took other things and he made something and he extracted from ancestral things. It's horrible. But here we are, right? So besides all of that, does human design, as people say, does it work? It is a tool. It is a tool for you to use to help you get to your goals, your dreams, your desires. It helps. Now, like I say, your natal chart is the who, what, when, and why. Human design is the how. So it's going to be the how you do stuff. Okay. So we got that I treat human design very differently because I'm a Black woman in America. My experience is completely different. So I'm not going to be, Ra said this, or you're not supposed to do this if you're a manifesting generator or a projector. That I'm not going to ever say stuff like that. I'll give suggestions, but I look at human design extremely differently. I am a Black woman. I live in America. My experience is different. So I can't follow the regular rules that everyone else can. So that's why I teach human design in a very different manner. In my, it's now going to be called Embody Your Magic Practitioner training that comes out next year. I have an Informed Practitioner where we did 3 years. I had 3 amazing cohorts of it where I teach people my system of human design and astrology to use in your business, in your practice, if you're a therapist or anything like that, healer. It's coming back next year, but I teach it very differently because of that and the extractiveness of it. Okay, so we got that out the way. So human design is a great tool. It is a great system. Okay, is it a cult? I don't make it culty because I don't come from a lineage of cults. I'll just leave it like that. Okay, so human design doesn't just influence your personality. It literally just determines how you're supposed to, not supposed to, how you get to operate in the world if you want things kind of aligned. So most human design practitioners, they don't talk about the extractiveness of it. They just like, oh, well, things happen. That's not me. We're not going to do that over here. It's extractive. It took from other cultures and it created a system. A lot of human design practitioners also do not talk about astrology. I'll say this, you cannot know human design and not know astrology. So if you go to a human design practitioner who doesn't know astrology, you should run. And that's just, I teach whoever has learned from me, whoever I've taught over the last 3 years, human design, I always teach them astrology because they go hand in hand. It is the same. So you cannot do human design without doing astrology. That's number one. So human design is a tool. It is a tool that you get to use to help your life become more aligned a lot easier. It is not the end all be all. It is a tool, okay? So the spirituality community kind of has turned human design into this personality typing kind of mystical language, but that's not what the system is. So HD is an operating manual for your specific energy type. Uh-oh. Audio issues. Audio issues. No, what happened? Ah! Did I freeze? Shit. Let me see. Let's see. I think I froze. Fuck, 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 fuck. I froze. How did I freeze? That is insane. I know, yeah, I froze. I froze. We're gonna have to. Okay. Wait, I think we're back on. Are we back on? Ooh, I think we're back. I think we're back. I think we're back. Let's see if we're back. Let's see if we're back. I think we're back. Let me know if we're back. Okay, we're back. I think my internet might have had a little kerfluffle. Okay, we're back. We are back. I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened. Okay. No idea what happened. But we're back. Let me see if we're back. Yes, the mic is back. Everything's back. Okay. We're back. Anywho, we're back. I don't know what happened. Um, Back to what I was saying. So, human design is not about who you are. It's about how you're designed to function, how you get to function, right? So, when you fight your natural design, you can suffer. You don't have to suffer. You're just making things harder than they have to be, okay? Which you don't have to. So, here's some uncomfortable reality. Your type isn't changeable through spiritual practice or personal development. If you're a manifesting generator, you're a manifesting generator. Now, there are some kind of lower, I don't want to say lower vibrational, but sort of like unaware manifesting generators, unaware projectors, unaware, and then you have an awareness about your type. Okay. Fighting your type creates a lot of resistance, it creates a lot of exhaustion, and you can possibly just make things a little bit harder for yourself. So most people are living completely against their design because they just are, right? And this is nothing wrong with that. It's just, you're just making things more challenging for you. So your type, your aura type, your human design type, your energy type, whatever you want to call it, it determines more of a correct decision-making process. Okay. So what this actually means. So human design's goal is to empower you in the way that most spiritual systems do. It's not telling you that you can be anything you want. It's telling you exactly what you are and demanding that you work with it instead of against it. And then you take that into whatever you want to do. And that's more liberating than this fantasy that kind of people come up with within the system. Okay. So let's talk about the different human design types, okay? So we'll talk about manifestors. So manifestors, you are not meant to ask for permission. You are here to tell people the next steps. You're here to tell people what is going to happen next. When I work with my manifestor clients, when I talk to manifestors, you're here to tell people what the next steps are. So every type beside you is here to tell people or here to respond to something. That is not you. You are here to tell people the next steps. You are designed to initiate life, initiate your life, initiate the lives of others. You have a direct access to creative force and creative energy, which means you're supposed to start things without asking for permission or asking anyone if it's okay. But of course, society has trained you that you have to ask for permission, that you have to collaborate, and you have to consider everyone's needs first. When, yes, you do, but you have to first in yourself initiate and then move into that, right? And so informing is not about bulldozing or anything like that. It's more about you telling people, hey, these are the next steps that I'm going to take, and not waiting for people to say, well, you should do that or you shouldn't do that. So if you are not following this, you're probably miserable because you're asking for permission instead of informing people of the decisions that you've already made. You are trying to include everyone in your process instead of just telling them how you would like them in your process. And you probably wait for the right time instead of acting on your impulses, right? And the thing that manifestors get frustrated the most is they're trying to be nice and they're trying to be accommodating. You have to be around people who are going to see you for who you are and allow you to just move through life and do the things, right? So your strategy is to inform, not to ask. So you have to tell people what you're going to do, when you're going to do it. You can even tell them why you're going to do it if it makes things a lot easier. You're here to make decisions independently and then inform the people around you who are going to be affected. That is the key. If someone's going to be affected by your decision, you need to let them know, okay? You need to start projects that kind of urge you to start them. You don't have to tell everybody about the projects you start. Just start them and see kind of where it goes, right? Now, if you're emotional or splenic manifestor, you have to trust your gut reactions. If you're splenic, if you're emotional, you have to ride those waves over time. So success for the manifestor really looks like starting things that other people finish, disrupting industries, systems, ways of thinking, working independently. You are very powerful, so you can be free. You can be a lot of things. Now, manifestors also they have to hang around people who are secure in themselves, because the manifestor energy is very confident. If the manifestor is in alignment with what they're doing in life and what they're supposed to do, like their, call in life, that urge that they're listening to, then the manifestor does do things that other people wish they could do. So you have to be around people who are confident in themselves, who don't get intimidated by you or insecure about the way you move. I love manifestors. I have a few manifestor friends, because I love the way they just take charge and they do stuff. So you have to be around people like that. Okay. So next is generators. Okay. Let me see this. Oh, somebody said, informing is so counterintuitive for me. I know it helps with resistance, but it's not natural for me. Yeah, you're just going to have to do it. You're just going to have to do it if you want to. You have to be around people who allow you to inform. So generators. So I like to say that generators and projectors are more alike than generators and manifesting generators. I'll explain why. But generators, you are here to master things over time. You have a lot of sustainable energy, but only for things that light you up. That's why it's so challenging for you to switch careers and to do stuff like that. So when you're excited about something and you have no energy for it, you're just forcing yourself and you're going to deplete yourself. You are not unmotivated when it comes to things. The same with projectors. You're not unmotivated. You're just not responding to the right things. So if you are a generator and you are exhausted, you're probably doing things that you should do instead of the things that you want to do. You are probably initiating projects or things instead of responding to the opportunities that come to you. I want generators to realize you are responding to life. So you are, I think generators, if anything, have to be the most in tune with signs, with their intuition, with putting themselves in the right spaces and places so they can respond to things, so they can be seen. Same with projectors. I always tell projectors, you got to show up to the party for people to see you. Like, you're waiting for this invitation, just go and then let people know that you're there. Same with generators. You are responding to life. You're not initiating life. You are responding to it. So you have to stop trying to make things happen and let things come to you. If you are following the call and the pull of the things that you want to do, things are always going to be in alignment with you. They're always going to show up for you if you are doing the, like, following your just following that, like, internal pull if you're a generator. Okay. So just keep that in mind if you are a generator. Now, my favorite generator, Oprah Winfrey, one of my favorites. So Oprah is a perfect example of being a generator. She responds to things that light her up. Everything that's lit her up, she's done it and she's been very successful. She follows her intuition a lot and she talks about that all the time. Another favorite generator is Michelle Obama. She follows her intuition and she does all of that. Another favorite generator, Beyonce. Okay, we have Beyonce's birth time now. She's not a manifesting generator, which I knew all along. I was like, there's no way. We saw her birth time when she released her Cowboy Carter book, but she is a generator as well. So she follows and responds to things and then she masters it. So you're here to master things. You're not here to initiate stuff. You're here to wait for opportunities and invitations and things to come to you. And you have to follow your sacral response. So it's going to be this feeling. It might not necessarily be in your gut. It could be something else in your legs or anything like that. So what does success look like for generators? So success for generators looks like you responding to life, you having the energy to do the work that you love. Going back to Beyonce, she's a generator. That's why she's so good at what she loves what she does. So she'll stay up late. She'll invest the time. She really digs herself deep into what she does because she loves it. So the generator has to love the work to produce the energy. So anytime you are feeling drained as a generator, you probably don't love your work or it's probably challenging for you, right? So people will come to you with opportunities because you are known for your dedication, okay? If you are a generator. Now, manifesting generators, hello. I know you're here. I know you're watching. So I just want to just give a disclaimer. I don't hate you all. I love manifesting generators, but you don't listen. That is the problem that I have with you. You don't listen, right? So here's the truth about manifesting generators. You are not scattered. You're just multidimensional. Multidimensional. You are the quintessential multi-passionate person, right? So manifesting generators, they do get shamed for having multiple interests, changing directions quickly, but you're designed to do that. But keep it under the same umbrella. That's all I'm asking. You don't need a hair salon and and being a real estate agent. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. To you, it makes sense because you love doing all these multiple things, right? Why isn't Beyonce? How do I know that Beyonce wasn't a manifesting generator? Because number one, I'm psychic. Number two, I know people. I just know. And because of her dedication, Beyonce just started really branching out into different businesses. Let's look at all of the businesses that failed prior to her Sir Davis. And let's be completely honest, House of Darion didn't work. When she first launched Ivy Park, didn't work, because she was probably responding to people telling her she needed to diversify instead of responding to what she actually was pulled to. So it winded up working, but Ivy Park is still not a moneymaker. Beyonce works better when she gets collaborations, when things come to her. As you can see, all of the partnerships that she does, they work better. And because she's so good at what she does, she studies, she's mastering something. Generators, you are here for mastery. Generators are here to be the best of the best of the best in their field. I don't care if you are a painter. You're here to be the best fucking painter in your city, in your town. Like, that's what the generator energy is about. So back to manifesting generators. So manifesting generators, you move quickly. You're supposed to do that. I just like to keep it under the same umbrella. My favorite manifesting generator example is Rihanna. Rihanna said, I'm not singing for y'all no more. That was cute. It was fun. I'm going to build something that has multi branches, but it's all under the same umbrella. It is a lifestyle. That is what the manifesting generator is supposed to do. You're supposed to have things under the same umbrella. You're not supposed to be a real estate agent, a hairstylist, and then you have a restaurant. Like, that's too many things. Even though you might feel called to it, that's what kind of slows you down. You have to put it under the same umbrella, right? Another favorite manifesting generator is Richard Branson. He has Virgin Records, Virgin Airlines, Virgin Galactic, Virgin Mobile. Now, it's all under the umbrella of lifestyle, right? There are different industries, but it's about lifestyle. So you have to have multiple streams, but under like one umbrella. Okay. So think of it like that. So with the manifesting generator, you are here to respond, imagine, inform, and then act. So you get an opportunity or this kind of thing in your body, and you're here to respond to it. Imagine how you want it to play out, then inform the people that it's going to benefit or affect, and then you act to it, right? So success does look like having multiple streams of projects that excite you, but keeping them under the same umbrella. Being known for getting things done quickly and fast, following your interests, creating things and moving through things in life kind of, really fast. Okay. So let's talk about projectors. All of the projectors. So projectors, one of the main things that I hated and this is what is this, 2025? So this is 15 years ago when I first found out and started doing this work in human design, when I was like, oh, a projector. I remember there was this white man on the internet on YouTube, and he was like, oh yeah, when I lose a job, I just sit and wait. And I was like, what? He's like, I just sit and wait, and then an opportunity comes to me. And I was like, I can't do that. I'm Black. That's not gonna work. So that's where human design confused me at, because I'm like, well, I just can't sit around and wait for a job. If I get laid off or I get fired from somewhere, I have to like do something. So that's why the projector kind of wait for the invitation never sat right with me. And it still doesn't. Both of my parents are generators. I come from a family of a lot of generators. I think only me and my little cousin, who I call my nephew, he's a projector. That's it. And so I can't just wait around. So I was like, well, how does the projector actually work? And so what you have to, Will Smith, who is a generator who I love, he says something that he coined. You have to stay ready. You have to, stay ready to get ready, or get ready to stay, whatever it is. You have to be ready. What is it? You have to, something, I don't know, whatever Will Smith said. And so when I heard that, I was like, oh, that makes sense. So, and also too, you have to show up to the party. You have to tell people that you exist for the invitations. It's also like if a tree falls in the forest, if does anybody hear it? You still have to tell people that the tree fell, doesn't make a sound, all of that stuff. You still have to show up to the party. So projectors have to show up to the party. You have to show up to life. You have to be seen. If you want people to recognize you, you have to show up. You still have to do the work of whether it's two people watching you, two people acknowledging you, you still have to put your presence and your energy there. The right people will see you, the right people will acknowledge you, the right people will invite you. You still have to show up to the party. So that's the thing with projectors and um, invitations. It's not about waiting around, it's about you being seen in all facets, you being yourself in all facets and showing up to these things. You can't just sit around. So if you want to be in a relationship, go outside or hire a dating coach or hire a matchmaker. If you want a job, you're still going to have to apply and maybe you go do things that are out of the box. So yeah, you still have to be seen, right? Yes, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Yes, that's the saying, child. Whatever Will Smith said. So if you are burnt out as a projector, that means that you're trying to make things happen. And when I say trying to make things happen, meaning that you have not followed the invitation. Now, projectors think that invitations are only external and they come from other people, but invitations are also internal. If you feel a nudge to do something, that is an invitation. If you feel anything that I've been successful in, it was a nudge that started with me first, but it was like, oh, I have to do it. I have to go ahead and do this thing so I can get to this other thing. And I'll use a prime example of an invitation with my book. I think one person at the time knew I was working on a book proposal, and then the person who helped me with my book proposal. And I didn't tell anybody. I was just like, because I felt this nudge, like I have to do the book proposal. I have to get this done. Literally, I started writing the book proposal in July of 2022. In August, I got a random email from who is now my publisher and my editor asking me if I ever thought about writing a book. And then the person who gave my name, she even had no idea that I was writing a proposal. I had messaged her and I said, hey, I got an email from such and such and they asked me about writing. She was like, oh yeah, they wanted me to write a book. I don't want to do that shit. So I said, I know somebody who's ready. And they gave my name. And then literally everything fell into place. With projectors, the reason why projectors have so much like what it seems like overnight success because of that Will Smith, you have to get ready to stay ready, whatever the hell it is. What is the saying? Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Yes. And so that's why projectors have this overnight success all of a sudden. Issa Rae, Cardi B, Barack Obama. It looks like overnight success, but it's actually projectors doing years of work. And then all projectors need is that one invitation that's going to change their life. If you look at any projector story, it's usually one invitation. I'll give another example. Cammie Crawford, who was on Catfish, the homie, love Cammie. I was on her podcast. I love Cammie to death. Cammie's a projector. Cammie was minding her business, and how she got catfish, somebody DM'd her from production. I was like, hey, have you ever thought about hosting again? Because she was on this other show, but I don't think the other show worked out. And then that's how she got catfish. Somebody DM'd her. So that's how the projector success is going to happen. Like I said, Barack Obama, favorite person. He was just doing his thing. And someone's like, you know what, you should be a president. He was like, all right, fine. And then great 8 years, phenomenal 8 years. So reflectors are amazing. Love, 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 love reflectors. So reflectors, you're not weird. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not too sensitive. You are not anything. You are just a mirror to what is going on. So if a reflector is unhappy, their environment is unhappy. If a reflector is happy, their environment is happy. The reflector, you are going to mirror wherever you are. Reflectors are so influenced by their community, their circumstances, their friends. Everything is energy for them. So if you are confused or you are trying to always figure out your identity, it's because you're around people who don't know who they are. Guaranteed. So the reflector has to be in situations and in spaces where they want to be. So I always tell reflectors, especially reflectors, if you're working for I always recommend reflectors to work at a company. Reflectors will have the best life if they find a company that they love working for. If they haven't created their own yet, they will have the best life, because if they work at a good company, if you ever, I mean, it's hard to do this, but if you're ever going to work somewhere, find a reflector and ask them what's going on. They're going to know. If the reflector's unhappy and they're like, oh, it's all right here, they're not lying. The place is probably 10 times worth. Or if a reflector, if you go find a company and they're like, oh, I really like it here, it's probably 10 times better, because the reflector reflects its community. So the reflector, you have to wait a whole lunar cycle. You have to make major decisions. You have to take your time. Now, sometimes decisions you can't wait 28 days to do that, which is fine, but you can take some time. You also have to sample different environments to see what you like. I always recommend reflectors taking different routes home, going to different coffee shops, trying different gyms, trying different environments to see what their body likes, because their body is very important. So success for you really looks like being in environments that you absolutely love, that you absolutely adore. I know Sandra Bullock is a reflector. Yeah, Sandra Bullock. This other lady who writes books, I'm not going to mention her name. She's a reflector as well. Okay. Um, who else is a reflector? There's a few reflectors who are, rare and out here. There's not many, but I'm always on the hunt for reflectors. I know more reflectors in life though, like personally. So let's see what the comments are saying. There's a lot of comments. Let's see. Let's see. Thank you for explaining that, because as a manifesting generator, we don't hear a lot about what makes generators magic under the same umbrella. Yes. Rihanna, Richard Branson. Yes, I am a projector. I am a projector. Yes, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Child, I can't remember that ever sometimes. Yes, it's an old saying, but Will Smith made it famous for me. So manifesting generators responding to what people offer. Or can we respond? Yeah, you can respond to your own ideas, but keep it under the same umbrella. I got cut off before. Yes, I did share about generators. I did share. So Beyonce is a generator, and Oprah and Will Smith. Yes. My partner. I like reflectors. I don't think I can ever be with a reflector man though. But I'm sure they're great. I'm what is called an energy projector. So I have a lot of energy centers that are defined. But I love reflectors. I have a lot of reflector friends. Oh, so true about reflectors at work. Same. I think Michael Jackson is not a reflector. He is a projector. They have his birth time wrong. They have his birth time at 7 a.m. It is actually at 7 p.m. So he is a projector. He's born on a day where there are two aura types. So Michael Jackson is a projector, actually. I lived as a projector going by my birth time given to me by my mother. I found out was incorrect when I found my birth certificate. Yeah. And you're a manifesting generator. Oh, I have to begin the experience again. Yeah, I mean, it's not an experience. You just have to live. The best thing I have learned was that I'm surrounded by generators as a projectors. Yeah. My husband is a reflector and can be challenging. Yeah, reflector men, that's I'm not. I've dated every aura type, and I have I have my thoughts. I'm a generator, and it makes sense a lot about responding. Maya Jama is also okay. And from what I've been told about my manifesting generator, I'm supposed to lead, but I always feel like I'm too ahead. Do we move ahead? I mean, projector 5-1s are kind of Captain Save a Hose. 5-1s, you guys got to stop saving everybody and save yourself first. 5-1 profiles in general, I have a lot of empathy for you. I don't want to say I feel bad. You guys don't have really great boundaries. You don't get your boundaries until like after you've done some healing work. I call the 5-1 profile Captain Save a Hoe just because everyone's always pulling on you. It's the 5 line in general, but it's first. Everyone's always pulling on you. Everyone's always projecting onto you, and you suck it right in. You just okay. Like you got to have some boundaries. Got to have some boundaries as a 5-1. Oh my God, that poor man on Love Is Blind UK. He's so obnoxious. That's why I hate that human design community that always use human design speak and stuff like that. You are a person, like grow up. I heard about that guy on Love Is Blind UK. Like, stop it. I think he's like, my spleen is telling me this. Like, shut the hell up. You sound stupid as hell. My dad and one of my exes is a 5-1. Yeah, I don't, 5-1s don't have boundaries. Boundaries have been consistent. Yeah. The 3-5, I mean, 3-5s, you just have to experiment. You have to experience. You can't, any three line that tells you they don't like something and they've tried it, believe them. What's the best way to go about getting your design and your charts knowing your birth time? A better way to ask is what is all you need to know when you have your birth time? I'm confused at what you're asking. You just have to there's several different charts that you can look up and then just put your birth time in there. I don't know if you're asking when you don't know your birth time. I'm not 5-1 gender. I'm tired. That 5 line is rough. But 5-2s is not that bad because 5-2, you know how to like remove yourself, right? Oh, hell no, I'm not saving hoes. Well, good. But wait, you're not saving nobody, but you're a people pleaser. Same damn thing. Yeah, but as long as you're working on it, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. I want to know mine. For the person who asking, what's the 5135? Put your birth time and do just look up human design calculator or a human design chart free and just put your stuff online. Just Google it and then you'll find out what your aura type and your profile is. Yes, he was like, my spleen. I was like, boy, shut up. That's probably why I feel stagnant because I guess I'm not moving quickly enough. I'm learning. Stagnant, you're not using your network. If you're 4-6 and you're not utilizing your network, you're a fool. Point blank, period. I can't emphasize that enough. 4-6s have the best networks, they have the best communities, and they don't utilize them because they feel like, well, I don't know if anybody's going to want to help me. Get over yourself and ask for help. Point blank, period. What questions do you all have? We have some time left. What questions do you all have? Let me know what questions you have. But while you're putting in questions, so your type is not changeable, it's going to be the same. And until you come back the next time. Many people are living against their design. People are operating from their mind instead of their authority. A lot of people's not self is running the show, where you're bitter or you're impatient, all of that. Compatibility, I like to say, is energetic. It's not emotional. That's why I have my favorites. If you haven't gotten mine, I have a human design compatibility course that I did, mini course, and I have podcast episodes on my favorite aura types for relationships. Yeah. Someone said, my husband and I are both manifesting generators. Good. And he just had a karmic breakup. Wait. I'm sorry. What happened? He's moved on, but I'm trying to get unstuck. And please ask that again. You said your husband and or both, or you two are both manifesting gender, and he had a karmic breakup. Please explain that a little bit more. I'll come back to that. That sounds very interesting. I'm a 4/6 and used to feel like I wasn't good at business because most of my clients are referrals. No, that's great. That's phenomenal. What about your motivation? I'm a 5/1 generator with a need motivation. That is another topic for another day. I don't have time to go into motivation for that. That's too deep to explain that, because I have to explain all the motivations, what motivation is. I apologize. Can you share about authority? What's important if you have sacral? Sacral authority, you just have to listen to, they say your gut, but your gut might not be where you get your pings from. It might be something else. So keep that in mind. It could be you get a twitch in your throat. That's your sacral. So it's going to be a feeling in your body. Did you know there was human design apps? Yeah, there's human design apps on the App Store. They're everywhere. The body always knows the wisdom. Channel wisdom, the channel of rhythm, 5 through 14. Any wisdom to share? I have gate 5. I don't have gate 15. That channel of rhythm, you just have to lean into the right timing. Because I only have gate 5 and I don't have 15, I don't feel a lot of pressure to do things. I know that the right time is always going to be the right time. And it's a feeling like in your body that you should listen to. So if you do have the channel 5 through 15, don't let your ego get in the way with that 15 that is connected to your identity center. If it's not the right time, it's not the right time. As a manifesting generator, how do I know I don't have my idea, which one is the one to put my energy into? You have to go to the one that kind of pulls your interest the most. Just do it and then you'll find out about it. And when is the training? So the training is going to be next year. It's going to be the Embody Your Magic Practitioner training. It's formerly Informed Practitioner, but I'm changing the name. And I've done 3 cohorts, phenomenal women from all walks of life, all communities, and I teach my process of astrology, human design, and intuitive, like using your intuition in your business, in your life, in your career, whether you're building a business or not. And then the new version of it is going to have my framework for Embody Your Magic, which my book that comes out. And so it will be announced in probably when my book comes out, so in February. And there's also going to be a tier. You could probably just do the regular, or you'll be able to do the training plus the retreat. So I'm going to be doing a retreat as well. Oh, you just had a karmic breakup. You and your husband, and he can't get over it. Who can't get over it? And y'all are both manifesting generators. If you're get back together. If you're manifesting generators, leave everyone alone. Get back together. Thank you, because that's really helpful. Because the gut, yeah. So the gut, it could be your gut, your throat. You could get a twinge in your leg. Routine schedule works good for gate 5. Yeah, routines. Can you talk about consistency in marketing when you're a manifester? Balancing rest. Consistency. In marketing, when you're a manifester, the manifestors that I know who are successful in their businesses, they operate in seasons. So they have seasons of showing up. So if they're running a program, launching something, they'll have like a run of putting out information or initiating or telling people the next steps. And then they'll go and kind of pause, and then they'll do the same when they're ready to come out again. That's how I've seen it work for manifestors, is doing it in spurts. So having these kind of launches that however you launch and experience that, and then going off, letting that kind of marinate, and then, yeah, and then you come back. Yes, I give one-on-one readings. It's called the Voice of Truth session, where I look at your human design, your astrological chart, and we also tap into your guides. So it's called the Voice of Truth session. Yes, the retreat is going to be great. I'm excited for it. I'm a 1-3 manifesting generator. Can you talk about how to wisely use gate 57? Gate 57 is intuition. So you just got to use your intuition. Yeah, you have to just get comfortable with your intuition, Natasha, and really focus on what your intuitive hits are. And that's going to come with practice. 1-3 manifesting generator. Entrepreneur super stuck. Feels like a year of rest. And I need to kickstart new into HD. You just need to tell people what you got to, you're 1-3, so you have to get out of that investigation phase and you have to try some things. How do you know your gates? It is in your chart. So the gates are either red, black, or checkered. So it's conscious for black, red for unconscious, both unconscious. So when you look at your chart, it will have either a red line, a black line, or two channels where they are connected to two centers. That's how that will be. You need to let go around being all, yeah, you got to let go around the guilt. How does your yearly HD chart affect your regular chart? So your yearly chart, it's just like, I look at it as the energy that I have access to. So if one year I am my return chart, my solar return chart, or my my human design chart, let's say that I am a manifester. So I just look at that as that I get to initiate a lot more, tell people what's happening. If I'm a manifesting generator that year, I will just act as a manifesting generator and do different things that are aligned with manifesting generators, and knowing that I'll have a lot more energetic support. So that's how I utilize that, is just like, okay, so this year I have a little bit more manifesting energy on top of my projector energy, so I can do more stuff. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So the yearly chart, I gotta find some better lip stuff. I use the Laneige lip glowy balm. It's very good, but when you're talking, it like kind of cakes up. I gotta use something else. I don't like my lips to be dry. What other questions do you all have? Any other questions? But yes, if you want to know about human design, you can book a Voice of Truth session, or you can purchase my relationship mini course. That's $9, and I talk about relationships and my favorite pairs. I also have podcast episodes. They're like way in the beginning. And don't forget, I'm doing the Big 3, which is a 2-day workshop. So day 1 is September 20th. Day 2 is September 21st. And you're going to meet. We're going to talk for an hour. We're going to go over what kind of things you should be manifesting or want to manifest based off of your rising sign and your personal year. And then you're going to go home. You're going to do some dream work. And then we're going to come back and discuss our dreams and use that to take out the rest of the year and then start 2026. So that is happening on the 20th and the 21st. The link is in my bio. Come join. There will be a replay of it, but right now it's on sale until September 11th. And then after, so it's $77 for the 2 days. And then after September 11th, it goes up to $97 for those 2 days. And then you can buy the replay, of course, if you can't attend it. But if you can't attend live and you still purchase it, you can get the replay. You'll get the replay. I'll try Summer Fridays. I know I have to get the it's Edem. I'm gonna try them for sure. I like them. I'll try Summer Fridays. I usually use the what's the lip mask that I usually use? It's I forgot the name of it. I'll try some other ones. Skin Food, all of that. 4-6 manifesting generator should be creating their own business. No. Who said that? Who said that? Like the Real Housewives mean, who said that? Who said that? A 4-6 manifesting should be creating their own business. Who said that? Who said that? No, I don't know who said that. If go work. If you listen, being an entrepreneur is, I honestly, I'm gonna be honest, it's in you. Some people just need to go to work, and that's no shade. If I had that ability to work, I worked in corporate before I was out on my own for years. I have tons of degrees and all of that stuff. Some people, but that's all I know. I don't know. My dad, I grew up with an entrepreneur. So that's just my environment of that. But you don't have to start a business. If you can find a job that is amazing or a career that's amazing, that fulfills you, go to work. You don't have to be an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is not for everyone. Some people, it's not part of what you're supposed to be doing. Your purpose is not necessarily in entrepreneurship. Sometimes your purpose is maybe you're going to have more impact at the school, at the job, in the corporate space. But if you want to be an entrepreneur, don't rush to do it. Figure out how to pace yourself into it. I've a lot of the stuff that I'm doing now, I did it part-time for many years before I was like, well, before my last job, I was like, yeah, this is it. Sometimes you got to listen if you just keep getting pushed out of stuff. So, but you don't have to be an entrepreneur if you're a 4-6 manifesting generator. You don't have to do that. Nobody has to do that. 6-2 profile. 6-2, when you're 6'2", you're on the roof. You're here to learn and experience and stuff. Things AC 5-1 generator here. Following my joy has left me broke. Any advice on how to do better or not trusting enough? You can follow your joy and go to work, y'all. And if you are having trouble finding employment, think of other creative ways to work. Try working at your, local. I remember one year, I used to love a part-time job. Go work somewhere where you shop. That's duh. So you can get a discount. I remember one Christmas, I love Saks. I worked at Saks, best part-time job. That was the best winter season. I worked from like right before Thanksgiving all the way until January. Amazing. Amazing. I had the best time and I made a lot of extra money because I was good at it. I knew where everything is in the store. I knew some of the customers. Love working there. I used to work at part-time because I love stationery. So I got a job at Papyrus when they had stores in the mall. Loved it. And I started to get a discount because I buy myself custom stationery every year. And I used to get it when I got that discount. I was like, "Whoo, thank you, Jesus." But think of different creative ways. Following your joy has to also make sense to your wallet and to your values. We talked about that a few days ago. Knowing your values, you have to know your values in order to use that as the baseline of your life. If your values are not in alignment, your life might be a little bit more challenging. The more that you can connect with your values, understand your values, know your values, the easier it is to do things that make sense to you. Okay? So it's not that you're not trusting enough. You have to make sense to your values and make sense. And you have to budget. Many of you don't budget. Budgeting is going to save your life. I spend a lot of money on coffee and I was like, God damn, I need to like reel that back. So yeah, I'm going to try the lip stuff. I'm going to try that. I was trying to ask, what's the best way to get unstuck and detach? Okay. And you just went through a karmic breakup and your 5-1 husband just moved on and I'm stuck. Let that man move on. He is a manifesting generator. I'm sorry to say this. I do not support manifesting generator men. I'm a manifesting generator man hater, especially if they're unhealed, if they haven't been to therapy, if they're not working on themselves. They are probably, in my opinion, that is not something that I don't recommend. You need somebody solid. You need a generator who's going to be solid in their actions, in their healing, in their growth. You do your work, let that man be, and move on. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Don't wait on him. Don't have hopes, dreams, and prayers. Let him figure out his life because it's going to take a lot longer. You'll be wasting your time if you're waiting on a manifesting generator man to get it together. I promise you. That I can bet my bottom dollar on. Move on. Completely honest. I don't think my 4-6 protect yourself is meant to work. I meant for someone else. That's fine. You just have to plan it. Plan your exit. You still have to support yourself. You still have to support yourself. Manifesting generator 4-6. What would I benefit from knowing? Use your network. I haven't found a job since I got laid off a year ago, so I'm trying to do some writing and create my podcast. Okay, do that. Create your podcast, do it what you love. But if you still need income, go somewhere where you like being. Go see if they are hiring at the coffee shop, if you can pick up a couple of shifts, if that's the case. You got to put your ego aside and allow life to kind of unfold, and then certain things will definitely happen. My sister is a 6'3" projector and she's 35. For her profile, what should she know? She's anxious. I mean, she just has to try stuff. She's going to have to try a lot. I worked at Macy's during, yeah, it's fun. Listen, it is fun. Okay? It's fun. Go work at somewhere where you shop. I love working part-time at Saks when I was doing that for those holiday seasons. Somewhere where I go and like, yeah, thank you. I booked a solo retreat. Yes, book a solo retreat. Don't worry about that man. Don't worry about that man. He's a manifesting generator. He's lost. Promise. And getting yoga certified. Yes, good. 3-5 generator. Try stuff. Allow things to come to you. All of that. Well, all right. Well, this was amazing, guys. Well, I will see you tomorrow. If you're going to come back tomorrow, remember all the replays, if you're watching from Instagram, are on YouTube. They're on my YouTube channel. So it's AC Brown, the number 1. If you are watching on Instagram, all of the replays are on my YouTube channel. I'm not going to put them on Instagram. So enjoy. I will see you all tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay? So toodles, everyone. All right.